Good morning, good day, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Often people ask me what would be the best sniper in the game, or what is the best sniper for me? Which one should I play? Is the Kar 98 better? Is the SPR better? There are a lot of factors going into this. What I'm going to tell you today is what is the bullet velocity of the snipers? What is the bullet drop of each sniper? And then which sniper, due to the parameters of ADS time, for example, matters for your playstyle the most and fits to how you play the best. Let's go on to bullet velocity, bullet drop first, and then look at the ADS times of the respective snipers to then see what fits your playstyle the best. I went into a plunder and calculated all these things for you. It took quite a while. So when we look at the guns, the Tundra is the best bullet velocity rifle with the lowest bullet drop, but the Tundra also has a high idle sway. Technically, if your target is standing still on distance, you will always have to compensate the least for the bullet drop and hit your headshots the easiest. Just point on them, click and shoot. The HDR has more bullet drop, but in consideration, it also has way more zoom, so you can be more precise. The Norma on the SPR is still the best when it comes down to the SPR, bringing you to a 3.1 meter bullet drop on 922 meters. Then you have the AX50, which has lower bullet velocity and more bullet drop than the SPR. The Paladin falls up almost as bad as the Kar 98, so despite having a good bullet velocity, the bullet drop of the Paladin is quite significant, so you'll have to lead way more. And the fun part is now comes the M82. As you see, it's marked green as the HDR is. The M82 has a low bullet velocity as the right tag does, but the bullet drop itself is the same as the HDR one, which means if your target is standing still, and you might have noticed that when shooting the M82, so if your target is standing still, you feel like your bullet velocity doesn't matter, and a lot of people always yell hit scan because it definitely feels like it, since the bullet velocity makes you have to lead. You look at the tracer. Yes, the tracer is slower than the other tracers, but realistically, when it comes down to the drop and your target is standing still and not going left or right, you're absolutely just on point. If your target is running away from you in a straight line, you feel like you don't have to lead. You just point on him and you just blast him away. That is absolutely insane about the M82 and why I've been playing it so much over other snipers. Because if you think about it, the HDR, yes, really good, also on running target. But with the M82, you just got to get used to the lower bullet velocity, and then you have the same bullet drop as an HDR, where the difference is that you can just spam the M82 away like a maniac. What do these numbers now mean for your playstyle? Because I said we're going to give you your sniper for your playstyle. If you're looking at the Kar 98 and the Paladin, both have a very good bullet velocity. On the Paladin, it means you have to lead less than the Kar 98, but the Kar 98 zooms faster in. As you have noticed, obviously, when you're shooting the Kar 98 on distance with this high bullet velocity, you're going to aim like this much above a target to actually hit him on distance. So the Kar 98 and the Paladin we would definitely classify as short-range snipers, not as long-range snipers. Which means you're going to be using these guns as a very aggressive player. So you're not going to plan to use the Paladin on like a 500 meter snipe, 300, 200 meter snipe. No, the Paladin and the Kar 98 each are snipers that are going to be used aggressive. You're going to pair that together with a FFAR SMG build, or generally also with an MP5 SMG as people zoom over the battlefields, Mach 10. And then you're going to whip them out on 20, 30, 40, 50 meters distance too, where their bullet drop doesn't matter. And you can just point, click, shoot, and still get people absolutely down in the head. If we're looking at the SPR Norma Mac and the AX50, both of them can still be used at long-range snipers. The Norma definitely does not have the terrible bullet drop as the AX50 has, and they're close to the Tundra and the HDR. Both of them have lower zoom than the HDR, and the Tundra, for example, has the same standard zoom as the AX50 and the Norma have. Yes, you could use the variable zoom scope, but something feels distinctively off about the variable zoom scope. The Norma, I would say, is also very good if you use it aggressive because it has a decent ADS time, as does the AX50 have. But these guns can definitely be used more also for the 100 plus, 200 plus meter shots than you want to do with the Paladin or the Kar 98. So the Paladin and the Kar 98 are for the aggressive player that wants to quick scope. The SPR and the Norma are for the more laid back player that's playing like a blue dot Ram 7 and then wants to push up and still use his gun to finish off targets. He can fight inside buildings, but he's not going to play an SMG, for example, like a Mag 10 or an MP5 together. No, you're going to have an AR with a blue dot on, or FFAR no scope, but something that has a distinctive more range that can be used inside buildings, but you're not completely planning to always be the first one to breach. When it comes down to the Tundra HDR, and I'm also going to say the M82, these are the type of guns you play together with potentially a VLK optic AR. What does that mean? So you're going to have the Tundra, you're going to snipe people, pum, 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 pum. You're obviously the slowest one, slow movement speed, even though the Tundra and the M82 have decent movement speed with the HDR too. And then you're going to pair this, for example, with a Kilo VLK optic, Ram VLK optic, Amax VLK optic. You know, these kind of players that I always yell at because they don't have a gun to fight inside a building. Well, technically, you're not meant to fight inside a building playstyle-wise. So you're going to be sniping around, you're going to bide your distance, you're always going to be like 50 meters, 20, 30 meters away from your target. And if you get to a certain degree closer to 20 meters, you have a VLK optic gun to stuff pinpoint precision to mow someone down. Are you going to push a building with this? Most likely not. Yes, you can also play a blue dot build. I've been experimenting with this a lot, and I really like the playstyle. I've been liking to use the M82 with a Hawksmoor FFAR. I'm going to show you the build later in the video. So all these snipers have their distinctive characteristics and their distinctive playstyle. Let me show you now builds for each of them that would work for your playstyle. For the Kar98 as the aggressive, for the X50 Norma as the mid-range, and then for the Tundra HDR as the slower player. The M82 player, as we said, Rapid Suppressor, Comet Reckon, Bipod, 7-round mag, and the Royal Cross 4 times because it's a 6 times magnification, doesn't glint, and is fantastic with certain reticles on. I currently choose the kill shot because it works fantastic for me. What do I pair this then with? As I said, this is the more laid-back playstyle, not meaning you can't be aggressive, but what we're going to put on is the Task Force. Why the Task Force? The Task Force straightens the recoil. That would not matter if I would go for max range, but for max range, I have my M82. So I'm choosing the Task Force because I don't need the ultimate crazy effective damage range it gives me. But on top of that, it allows me to play a bruiser grip. Because if I use the Reinforced Heavy, I always use a field agent. But if I use the Task Force, I can use a bruiser grip because the recoil is already straighter. And then I do play the Silix Holo Scout. The Silix Holo Scout is a 1.75 times magnification, roughly 2 times. Whereas the Vision Tech 2 times is actually a 3.5 times, and the Actual Arm 3 times is a 4.4 times. So the Vision Tech 2 times is actually not the magnification it says, and it's way too crazy together with the FFAR and the crazy recoil. But if you do use the Silix Holo Scout with a roughly 2 times magnification, you have an absolute pinpoint precision, you can still use it in close quarter combat, you have an absolute big field of view, and if you do have the Delta reticle, you also have a clean window to shoot at people. And with this gun, you can be very laid back, very slow. If someone comes close to 20 meters, you have pinpoint precision with this rifle too. And worst case scenario, you can also operate in close quarter combat with this. Last but not least, 50-round mag. As an alternative, you could also take the Ram 7. Ram 7 gets the Ranger barrel, the muzzle brake, yes, the muzzle brake. You're going to put on the Commander foregrip, the 50-round mag, and then here, as I said, it's going to be the more laid-back playstyle. You can either play the Corp Combat Holosight, makes you more efficient in close quarter combat, but if you don't like that, just play this gun with a VLK optic. It still has a decent ADS time. You could still use it inside buildings, but also you can never go over the 10-meter threshold to fight someone. You can use this from one side of the building to the other side. You can use this from downstairs to upstairs, but you're not going to run in, try to zoom in, and try to beam him down. No, this is the more laid-back playstyle with a slower sniper. If we're then, for example, going for the Kar98, monolithic Singuard tag laser sniper scope precision comp, because the aiming stability somehow makes it that all your shots go always in the middle, seems a little bit better. I've been noticing a lot of people using the precision comp. You can play any kind of super aggressive rifle. So people have obviously been using the FFAR, but I just showed you an FFAR build and you know how the standard one looks. You can also take the Bullfrog. The Bullfrog is an absolute super fast moving rifle. Groove suppressor, task force, spasm script, 5mm laser, and skeleton stock to have even more sprint to fire speed. And that's what we're saying. You have something to fly over the battlefield, to challenge everything on any distance, but then you have also your Kar98 for 20, 30, 40, 50 meter shots, bam, 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 just whipping that out and quick scoping people down left and right. So the aggressive playstyle where you have your gun to fight inside buildings and then the sniper to do everything else, but especially just go forward and never stop going forward. If we're now talking about the SBR, monolithic 26-inch tag laser variable zoom scope or normal sniper scope plus Norma mag for the lowest bullet drop, then we're talking about a blue dot rifle would fit the best. For example, the Amax. People love the Amax. So you're going to put on the Zodiac barrel. You're going to put on a Corp Combat Holosight with the blue dot, optimal field of view, good target acquisition, 45 round mag for the people that can't let go of it, command of foregrip, and monolithic suppressor or compensator. I usually put the 45 round mag off for the gatekeeper stock. If I'm using it as a blue dot gun, I'm kind of okay with using the 45 round mag because I plan sometimes to go inside a building and fight multiple targets at the same time. That's where the 45 round mag might be of an advantage. And also, if you have problems with the recoil on the gun, definitely give the compensator a try and tell me how that feels for you. As you see, all these sniper rifles have a respective playstyle and have a respective guns that do fit to the playstyle. Obviously, you can play the Pelington on long range. Obviously, you can play a Tundra together with an MP5. And yes, I do think the M82 opens a whole new world of gameplay because the M82 can be used on 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 meter distances. I'm kind of using it as a DMR 14 that just one-shot headshots, which works fantastic. The only problem is sometimes the ADS time. So you have the slow ADS time rifles, which are still okay. Then you have the medium rifles, and then you have obviously the ultra-fast ADS time pushy rifles. Which one fits your playstyle the best though? What are you pairing which one with? Definitely drop in the comments below what gun you choose to pair with your sniper rifle and which sniper rifle does fit your playstyle the most. Also, I do hope this video helped you and gave you some information that you haven't had before. Why did we not mention the Rytec? Well, the Rytec is kind of obsolete as the M82 does everything better than the Rytec does. The Rytec is nice with the explosive rounds and the thermite rounds, but the M82 is just so much better. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching this video. I hope it helped the one or the other of you to get better at the game, to get a new viewpoint on the sniper rifles. This was requested on the stream. It was quite a hassle to get everything done, to get the bullet velocities and the drops done. I might have the one or the other, like, it's all like rounded up and there might be 0.5 meters difference to what other YouTubers have. But all in all, it's pretty close and it feels good that I did the work alone. Thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting. Don't forget to subscribe to find your way back. Also, Twitch P4wnyhof from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Check it out. We're doing these things live there, testing, having fun, clapping Jimmy. 6-win streak yesterday in only diamond lobbies. I don't even know how we did that. So come in, have fun, and as always, see you soon in Verdansk.